Learn English through stories with shadowing and conversation. Mathilde Loisel was a beautiful young woman. She was married to Monsieur Loisel, a simple clerk who worked in the Ministry of Education in Paris. They lived in a small flat with old furniture. Mathilde had no expensive dresses or jewels, and this made her very unhappy. She always dreamed of a rich life. She imagined big houses, fine clothes, delicious food, and rich friends. She felt sad because she was born into a poor family and married a man with little money. She thought life was unfair. One day, her husband came home with a big smile.
Mathilde, I've got some wonderful news. We've been invited to a grand ball at the ministry. There'll be lots of important people there.
Mathilde was not happy. She looked at her simple dress and said,
I have nothing to wear. I cannot go to such a rich party like this.
Her husband thought for a moment.
How much does a nice dress cost?
About 400 francs.
He had saved exactly that amount to buy a gun for hunting, but he gave the money to her. Mathilde bought a beautiful dress. Still, she was not satisfied.
I have no jewels. I will look poor next to the other women.
Go and visit your old school friend, Madame Forestier. She is rich. Ask if you can borrow some jewels.
Mathilde went to see Madame Forestier. Her friend was very kind and opened a big box full of beautiful jewels. Mathilde tried many pieces and finally chose a diamond necklace. It was perfect. She looked at herself in the mirror and smiled with happiness. The night of the ball arrived. Mathilde was the most beautiful woman there. Everyone looked at her and wanted to dance with her. She felt like a princess. She danced and laughed all night. When they returned home at 4 a.m, Mathilde went to the mirror and looked at herself. Suddenly, she cried out.
Oh no! The necklace is gone!
Don't panic. Let's search everywhere before it's too late.
They searched everywhere in the house, but the necklace was not there. They went back to the streets they had walked, but they found nothing. Monsieur Loisel said sadly.
We must replace it.
They found the same necklace in a shop. The price was 36,000 francs. They had only 18,000 francs. Monsieur Loisel borrowed the rest from friends, banks, and moneylenders. They bought the new necklace and gave it back to Madame Forestier. Now their hard life began. They moved to a smaller, cheaper flat. Mathilde did all the housework herself. She washed clothes, carried water, and cleaned the floors. Her hands became rough and red. Her husband worked extra hours in the evenings, and even at night. They sold everything they could and lived like poor people for 10 long years. After 10 years, they finally paid back all the money and the interest. Mathilde had changed a lot. She now looked old and tired. One Sunday, while walking in the park, she saw Madame Forestier. Her old friend still looked young and beautiful. Mathilde went to her and said,
"Do you remember the diamond necklace you lent me 10 years ago? I lost it. We bought another one exactly like it. It took us 10 years to pay for it."
Madame Forestier looked surprised. She took Mathilde's hands and said,
"Oh, my poor Mathilde, the necklace I lent you was not real. It was made of paste, fake diamonds. It was worth only 500 francs.
Let's take a look at some useful words and expressions from the story. The first one is little money. If someone has little money, it simply means they don't have very much. Life can be difficult when money is limited, and that's exactly how Mathilde saw her situation. She felt unhappy because she believed she had married a man with little money. For example, the family had little money, so they lived very simply. Next, let's talk about satisfied. When you're satisfied, you're happy with what you have or with the result of something. You feel that it's enough. Mathilde, however, struggled with this. Even after buying a beautiful dress for the ball, she still wasn't satisfied because she wanted jewellery as well. For example, I'm satisfied with my new job. In everyday British English, you might also hear, I'm quite pleased with it. Our next word is moneylender. A moneylender is someone who lends money to people and expects it to be paid back, usually with interest. After the necklace was lost, Monsieur Louisel had no choice but to borrow money from several sources, including moneylenders. For example, he borrowed money from a moneylender to pay his debts. And finally, we have rough. This word has a few meanings. It can describe a surface that isn't smooth, but it can also describe something difficult or unpleasant. In the story, years of hard work left Mathilde with rough hands. For example, the builder had rough hands from years of work. You might also hear someone say, I've had a rough day. That means the day has been difficult, stressful, or unpleasant. So, to quickly recap, little money means not much money. Satisfied means happy with what you have or with a result. Moneylender means a person who lends money, usually for interest. And rough can mean either not smooth or difficult and unpleasant. Try using these words in your own sentences this week. The more you use them, the more naturally they'll become part of your English vocabulary.